Lonzo Ball is the most hyped future NBA rookie since LeBron James, especially given the fact that Lonzo is very likely to not even go first in the NBA draft. However, when you have a dad like LeVar Ball being your marketer, you'll definitely have to live up to a lot of expectations.
Michael Jordan or
Who did you
LeBron?
think was the best?
They
Who
said,
did you think
who's
was
the
the
best? Kobe or LeBron?
Who did you think was the best?
Guess what the story is now?
Who did you-
Who's better, LeVar or Michael
Ain't
Jordan?
nobody think about no damn LeVar.
Yes, they are.
You think he can be as good as Steph Curry in the NBA?
Heck no. He's going to be better than Steph Curry in the NBA.
Now his dad even said that Lonzo is already better than a two-time MVP in Stephen Curry, saying that if you take out Stephen Curry and put him on UCLA and take Lonzo out, UCLA will perform worse. However, this is out of the question now. Lonzo is obviously not a better player than Curry at this moment, but he maybe can develop into a dominant player that's better than Stephen Curry in the future. Now, Stephen Curry went to Davidson College, where he played 3 years at. Over the course of 3 years he played there, and in 103 games, he averaged 25.3 points on a 56.7 field goal percentage and 41.2% on threes, 4.5 rebounds, 3.7 assists per game, and a very nice 87.6% on free throws. Just an FYI, all years of Stephen Curry's stats at Davidson were relatively the same, except for his points. In the first year, Stephen Curry averaged around 27, second year 25, and third year around 28. In comparison, Lonzo Ball averaged in 36 games 14.6 points on 55% field goal percentage and 41.3% on threes, 6 rebounds, and 7.6 assists per game, with an abysmal 67.3% free throw percentage. Now, Lonzo and Stephen Curry's stats are widely different, but his dad still thinks he is more of an impact player than Steph. Clearly, Stephen Curry averaged a whole lot more points than Lonzo, but Steph is more of a score-first point guard rather than more of a playmaker-oriented like Lonzo. There is no question that both these players have range. They both easily shoot from deep with ease and are great three-point shooters. But the difference is, Stephen Curry can shoot from anywhere, and that includes behind the arc and mid-range shots. And Stephen Curry has always been capable of doing this, even in college. Rather, Lonzo Ball struggles in the mid-range, and it really hurts his game, especially when he gets put in pick-and-roll situations, and he has the option to pull up from mid. Also, his free throw percentage is heavily affected by the fact that he can't shoot middies. Free throw percentage of players in college is usually translated over right into the NBA, so unless he's a gym rat like someone like DeMar DeRozan, who constantly works on his game, he'll lack in the free throw department a lot. DeMar DeRozan went from a player who can't shoot for shit in college and had a terrible 64.7 free throw percentage to one of the NBA's superstars from the mid-range and a very nice 85% free throw percentage in the NBA. Right now, I don't see Lonzo putting in too much work in the gym other than going to the gym to play a few scrimmages with people at his local gym. You just don't develop a mid-range shot overnight. Lonzo will have to put in hours and months of work to maybe even see a slight increase in the mid-range and free throw percentage. Another problem with Lonzo is that his shot is very weird. He brings the ball over to the left side of his head and has a very low release, making it easier for defenders to block his shot and contest it. For Lonzo, his form is weird, but it works for him. However, with NBA defenses, I'm expecting to see his shot getting blocked quite often and contested with ease. But Lonzo is not only known just for his three-point shooting, he's a great finisher and playmaker in transition, and when he gets the ball on the break, he can find his teammates or easily finish the play by himself. He's also great at finishing around the basket. He is oversized for the point guard position, being 6'5", and he can easily finish over defenders since he has great bounce. And since he is so tall for the position, it allows him to see over his defenders and hit his teammates in the right spots for easy buckets. Stephen Curry is also a great finisher, using high arcing layups to easily get it over defenders and shot blockers. But Stephen Curry does have his faults though. He is not a great transition playmaker and often gets a little too cocky in turning the ball over, and he is a below average defender. Sure, Lonzo may be looked at as a below average defender as well, but his college defensive plus minus is 3.4 compared to Stephen Curry's NBA defensive plus minus of -0.4. This may be just because Lonzo has a taller body than Steph and is able to block his opponent's shots and contest shots easier. However, it could also be just because the college offense isn't as good as the NBA. So I guess we'll just have to wait until Lonzo is in the NBA for this stat. But the thing they have most in common is that they both shy away from the lights. Stephen Curry, when it mattered the most, choked in the NBA Finals, and same with Lonzo. he didn't play big for UCLA when they needed him most. In the end, it's hard to tell if Lonzo can actually develop into a better player than Stephen Curry, well, because they're very different players. I don't believe Lonzo can ever be averaging nearly 30 points or 25 points per game like Stephen Curry, but I believe he can average more than 10 assists per game down the road just because he's a lot more playmaking oriented than Steph. But can Lonzo really become a more dominant player than Steph and carrying his team to wins due to assists and his 3-ball? That answer would just be possibly. The only way I see Lonzo being more of a dominant player than Steph is that he needs to work on his mid-range shooting and counterattacks. Stephen Curry is one of the best ball handlers in the NBA and can counter any defender and put them out of position to even contest his shot. Lonzo lacks this skill and quite often wildly drives to the hoop, resulting in a contested layup and brick. Also, with his terribly low free throw percentage and lack of a mid-range shot, I don't even see him averaging more than 20 points per game unless he can develop the skill set, since the mid-range shot and free throws are an essential part of the NBA game today, and 3-point shooting isn't everything. Anyways guys, that was my take on Stephen Curry versus Lonzo Ball discussion. This is my very first NBA video, so if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're new. I'm Handles Up, and I'm out.